Hi, I'm Sharon Abaud, immigration attorney. Today I want to talk more about the process of adjustment of status, or that is immigrating here in the United States. Thank you so much for watching my videos, liking, commenting, asking questions. All of your feedback really helps me provide more helpful information for you, so thank you for that. Moving on from my previous video, I had talked about the family-based petition, or Form I-130. I had explained that the Form I-130 is not a visa in and of itself. It does not grant you lawful permanent resident status. But, however, it is necessary if you're going to immigrate through your family to have this Form I-130 approved. It's essentially the first step in your process. It's proving to immigration that you have a qualifying relationship with an individual who is a U.S. citizen or a resident. And in some cases, you can process that with your visa application when you're immigrating here in the United States. And in other cases, you're going to have to wait for the approval and then travel abroad to be able to obtain your lawful permanent residency. Now, we talked about the different types of I-130 approvals and how there's some people who have immediate family members and so they have a visa immediately available, and how there are others who do not have a visa immediately available and they are going to have to wait. Today I want to talk more about the process of adjustment of status, or that is immigrating here in the United States. I provided this really great tool. I have this free ebook for you to download online. You just have to quickly put in your email and it's going to email you the ebook for free, and it's breaking it down for you very clearly. It's really important that you read this. It's breaking it down of how to know if you may qualify to immigrate in the United States, or if you're going to have to get a waiver and travel abroad. Again, I always recommend consulting with an immigration attorney. This does not count as a consultation. This is just a form of guidance to teach you through the way. There is no way that in this video I can talk about every single case scenario and that I can guess what your personal case is. It's always best to talk about your individual case with an immigration attorney to break down the best pathway for you. Now, this ebook will provide a great guidance for you in terms of knowing whether you qualify to immigrate here in the United States, which is always better than the other way of immigrating, which is having to leave the country and then return after an interview abroad. It's a lot riskier if you have to travel abroad. It's a little more expensive and it takes longer, and you don't get a work permit while your case is pending. So let's talk about adjustment of status, or the application you file to immigrate here in the United States. So first of all, one of the great advantages of this application for adjustment of status is that if your qualifying family member, the person petitioning for you, qualifies you as an immediate family member, if you are an immediate family member of a U.S. citizen, then you get to file for adjustment of status at the same time that the petitioner is filing an I-130 for you. This makes things so much faster. I'm not saying it's fast, but faster than what other people have to go through. And with this application, you can file permission to work in the United States, and you can also file for permission to travel outside of the country. Do not travel without permission granted to you. I don't highly recommend traveling with the pending case while you can, if you need to. I think it's best that you wait it out here in the United States and avoid the risk of being denied re-entry. Remember that if you're not a U.S. citizen, every time you re-enter the United States, you are subject to re-inspection. That means that a CBP officer at the border can deny your entry and you can have problems. So I do not encourage you to travel abroad, though I understand that sometimes there are family emergencies perhaps abroad that motivate you to want to go. Please be mindful of this risk if you do go, and never leave without advance permission to travel. Something else to be mindful of is that you may be getting an appointment notice while you're gone, and there's not a lot. It's not like when you get an appointment notice, they're not giving you 5 months notice. It's within a couple of weeks that you're going to have to show up for an interview. So you kind of want to be around when you know that something important is about to happen. That's my little tangent on permission to travel. But I do encourage you to file a work permit. In fact, there's no reason you shouldn't. With that, you can get a social security number and start your life here. Okay, so once you file your I-485 and you get your work permit, you have it pending, with that application to adjust status, you also need to find a sponsor. So you need to find a family member or that qualifies you. Preferably, it's the person petitioning you that can also be your sponsor. They will have to file in Form I-864, which is an affidavit of support, and they will have to vouch that they can, cover your expenses in case you become a public charge. If that person doesn't make enough income or can't prove that they make enough income in a year, they will need a co-sponsor to sign that form as well. That doesn't mean that the petitioner is relieved of his or her obligation to sign the affidavit of support. It just means he gets a sort of, like, let's say, a co-signer. It's essentially the same idea. Another thing is you're going to have to get a medical exam. A recent change that happened about, I think, in October. Since October, it's been that those medical exams expire in 2 months. So when you get that exam, make sure you file your application to adjust status very quickly. It will expire. If it expires before you file, you're going to have to go again to the doctor, probably pay that money again to get another certification or medical exam that's not expired. You need to pay the filing fees, and you need to prove that you're not inadmissible for any other reason. Again, for this reason of inadmissibility, I highly recommend you consult with an immigration attorney before you proceed with your case, so that they can screen you and make sure there are no huge issues of inadmissibility. You don't want immigration to find out before you do. In many instances of inadmissibility, you can request a waiver, but again, you want to know these things ahead of time, so you're not caught by surprise with immigration. I hope this helped. This is just a sort of general outtake on what you will need for your adjustment of status case and what the benefits are. Again, I highly recommend you download my ebook. It's very simple. You just put in just click on the link. You're going to put in your email. You're going to get a link to download the ebook in your email. And with this ebook, you have a very clear breakdown of how you can know in a very simple way if you may qualify to immigrate here in the United States or if you need to travel abroad. Again, I recommend an immigration attorney give you personal advice before you jump into any conclusions, but it's always nice to have a general background. I hope I helped you today. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Again, I'm Sharon Abaud, immigration attorney. See you next time.